Sardell and her husband Glenn co-founded Country Vitamins in Corvallis, Oregon, pioneering the safe use of health supplements and eco-friendly products since 1982. Both regionally and nationally, Pat Sardell has been an active advocate for the natural products industry, serving on the board of directors of the Natural Products Association from 2000 to 2015. She was named as an NPA Industry Champion in 2013 and the New Hope Legends Award in 2019. Pat continues to maintain congressional connections as she advocates for consumer access to healthy products.
When we opened our business, it was because we wanted to move out of Southern California. I enjoyed working for Great Earth Vitamins, but the franchise was already purchased here. It was unavailable. So Glenn said, let's just do it ourselves. And I thought he was nuts. But we found a private label manufacturer. We loaded up the biggest U-Haul, was that 25 foot or 28? Put our kids in the car, a dog, all the plants in the back of a little Vegas station wagon. And we came up here and opened up a vitamin store. And I wouldn't tell people to open a business like that. It was a wing and a prayer. It was risky. Our parents, our family in California thought we were nuts. And I was determined to make it work because I wasn't going to do all that effort to come to Oregon to fail and to go back to California. My family still lives there. They're great. I don't think I would have had the life had I returned that I have now with all the experiences of this industry if I had returned, and it just wouldn't have been the way it has turned out now. But I think it was an accidental. It wasn't that I woke up and said, I'm going to be a vitamin retailer. It was, this is what we decided to do because I was good at remembering, and giving people information. And I knew that it affected my life and my family's life. It affected me during my pregnancies. I came out with the 10 scores, with each of my pregnancy. I have 3, and my kids were great because of their supplements. So, it was something that I really felt good about doing. But it wasn't because that's what I dreamed of doing. Well, apparently health foods were in my family well before I was even born. My grandparents used to patronize a store somewhere in Redlands or in San Bernardino area, and they bought whole grains and they bought wheat germ and all those strange things in the 30s and 40s that were available then. And I think they even made yogurt, but I don't know that one for sure. I was going to try to verify that. But when my parents, they got married, I was a kid of the 50s. I was there when Jiffy peanut butter with all this sugar was introduced. I was laughing with a customer earlier about, I used to pick out the Kool-Aid packets that I wanted, which is just a packet of sugar with artificial colors and flavors, right? So it was made in an aluminum pitcher, in aluminum cups. But I didn't have any siblings, and I think what my mom and dad went on a quest to find out, what should we do? And Adele Davis was really big at the time, and you just have healthy children. So what did I find at the table? First of all, we started making yogurt. My mom was making whole wheat bread from whole grains. We were going to a very odd vitamin store that had ladies in white jackets that would put little brewer's yeast powder and dry milk powder in little baggies, and my mom would take them home and use them in cooking. And then I had dry, uncoated liverol pills and bonal pills that I had to swallow. And as a kid, I would choke on those things. They were the worst. But that was part of my childhood. So to me, that was torturous. And my mom was very knowledgeable about what supplements or what good eating could do. And so I had friends come over. I was a very impetuous teenager, and I would say, Mom, please don't talk to my friends about their acne or their hair or their cramps, because I don't want them to think we're health food fanatics. And the joke now is, or the ironic thing is, I have a vitamin store and I've been doing it since 1982. So that's that story. You know, my poor mom, my poor mom. I knew she meant well with her comments and with her, you know what you could do kind of thing. But I just was embarrassed because we were healthy. So when we got married, we got married when I was 19 and he was 20. And I didn't want to take those vitamins anymore. And I didn't want to, I went and bought my Frosted Flakes again. I was a kid of the 50s and 60s where that's what was in your lunch. But then I discovered that we were going to have a family and I didn't know what to do, and I read Let's Have Healthy Children. I followed Adele Davis. My outcomes in my pregnancies were absolutely fabulous. My pregnancies were great. And then I got on that path again. So I had to stray to come back. Well, we opened our store, my husband and I opened our store in the fall of 1982. And the kind of supplements, and basically they were going to be just a supplement store, maybe some skincare, but it was basically a supplement store. With our original, it's like $5,000 worth of investment, it was one deep bottle around the perimeter of the store, maybe 2 or 3 shelves. It was very bare, but we were determined to make it work. The vitamins were multivitamins, some singles, zinc, selenium, maybe a couple of herbs, and then a couple of really high-end, it was very, very cutting edge to have amino acids, lysine, tryptophan, what would be another one? I can't remember. There were very few. There were phenylalanine. So then on the scene came Sandy Shaw and Dirk Pearson with Life Extension. And then we started becoming more exotic with more amino acids and more combinations and more life extension type products. And so the evolution sort of began in the 80s, and then you saw the bodybuilding happening during that era. And in the bodybuilding world, you had natural, maybe performance enhancing kind of things, and you had inosine, and you had, I can't remember all the names of the products, but we had specialized sports supplements. And that really opened up the supplement industry into a new area.
Country Vitamins says, optimize your health. Come to the Circle Center and visit Country Vitamins. Ask me why Kyolic, maybe go to the Caribbean, or enter the perfect shape anywhere in the World Sweepstakes, and maybe...
Highland Laboratories has developed a line of products for optimum athletic performance. These products are formulated in super fast dissolving tablets and have an excellent taste.
Country Vitamins has a new look, but the same great selection of products. Our knowledgeable staff is eager to help you. Did you know you can optimize your health with the Perfect Shape weight loss plan? Perfect Shape diet drink is made from high-quality ingredients. Perfect Shape. It's our 10th anniversary. 10 years of quality without compromise from Country Vitamins. In addition to quality supplements for optimal health and athletic excellence, we carry natural skincare products, health and beauty aids, snacks, and pet foods. And we've got a great selection of juicers. Optimize your health. Come in and talk with the consultants at Country Vitamins in the Circle Center on Circle Boulevard in Corvallis. We're open 7 days a week. Country Vitamins.
I remember going to the trade shows, and the booths were not just a table with a few items on it or that kind of thing. They were gigantic, built-out pavilions. And you had bodybuilders posing, and you had all these oiled bodies, and this is what you want to aspire to be. And actually, that was actually one of the emphasis of our store at the time, because it was sports oriented. It was bodybuilding, and actually I was involved in that as well. I had friends. We would go to the gym. We had specific workouts. We would go to those shows, but that was never my ambition. It was to be very fit. And so that was the emphasis, sort of like in the 80s, early 80s. And then actually that was at the end of the 80s, and that was when that labeling bill was passed. I think that was somewhere like in the early 90s. I think it was 1990. And the labeling, well, no, it was the 1990s. There was a labeling bill that was passed. And when the legal people discovered in it that there was some very bad language that could take supplements away, that's when then DSHEA they developed DSHEA, and in 3 years that bill was passed. The DSHEA Act was passed that actually protects the industry, which to this day, and as we are filming this, that was from 1994. We passed that bill, so it's 25 years old, and the FDA is now looking at it and saying it is a good bill. It is actually something we want to build more positives to. So that was a real effort, though, because in the early 90s, everybody was still in the high from the bodybuilding era. We were selling really more exotic supplements, and people were really getting into it. And then suddenly we realized it could all be taken away, and doctors would have to prescribe supplements. So we shrouded the shelves with black, and then as an effort to show people what would be available, and we had petitions and we had lobbying and we activated the grassroots effort, the consumers actually did a great job of flooding the fax machines and phones. We didn't have internet at that time, but we were flooding all these offices with the message of passing this act. So that's when DSHEA happened, and I think after that, then we started seeing more products to enhance life and wellness for regular consumers, not just the athletes and the bodybuilders. So we became more vigilant. We realized we needed to be more conscious about legislative and regulatory overreach, and I'm sure that's what really motivated the Natural Products, well, it was an NNFA, which was the National Nutritional Foods Association, to become more politically active. So in late 1990s, I think it was 99, I was approached by a friend and colleague that I might want to consider getting involved in the political part of our industry. And at that time I was, my kids were actually beginning to leave high school. They were beginning to go into college and start on their own, and I was thinking, am I just going to be a retailer the rest of my life? And I guess fate and life had a different road for me, because I started on this board of directors for the NNFA regional, and I became the representative to their national board, and sort of got the political thing under my skin. I wanted to do that, and so I spent then the next 14 years involved in the Natural Products Association politics, lobbying, and I have to say it was exhilarating. It was great fun to go on the Hill and march up and down and tell our industry's story and who we were and what we do and how much money if they would take these 4 supplements. We had a great piece that actually said if consumers would take these 4 supplements, we could reduce birth defects with folic acid. It was calcium and making bones healthier. It was fish oil and actually reducing cardiac problems, improving cognitive function, and improving eyesight. And then there was one other one which it escapes me right now, but it was a significant dollar amount. And we used that when we were lobbied on the Hill, and we made people aware. There is a vitamin caucus that is on Capitol Hill, where actually congressmen and senators, and they actually meet and they are educated, because these people don't know what they don't know, and they go to these trainings, and we were involved in helping to get that out there. So I think it's a tribute to all the people who trudged through the NNFA and the Natural Products Association of what that association is able to achieve. The first trade show Glenn and I went to, we wanted to take our kids back to visit the grandparents, and so we made it a business trip and a family trip, and I had no clue what it really involved, absolutely no clue. So I register, we drive down there, and we go to Expo West. And we walk into the trade floor, and it's like I have never seen so many vendors, so many people, and it was paralyzing. It was paralyzing. We go to a booth, and the guy says, "Well, can I have your card?" My card? I didn't bring any business cards. I had not been prompted. Nobody told me what you needed to take when you go to a trade show or what it was about. So it was really eye-opening and going and seeing all the things. So it's good to go with no expectations, but it's good, and you need to know what to do when you go to the next one. You know, it taught me how to be well prepared, to prepare labels, to prepare orders, to take business cards, and to kind of know what you're looking for, because thousands of booths are overwhelming. And I enjoy going to trade shows now because it's a social thing, it's an educational thing, you see new products. I actually think that some of those people that put product out are testing them on us, though, to see if they're palatable or they're sellable or not, because sometimes they're not so good. But that said, it's actually a really great time to be on the cutting edge of things, because years ago, our industry was the innovative industry, and we would be the ones that would bring things to market. And we still are that way, but we could kind of capture that for several years before it became mainstream. Now it's like maybe we have that privilege for about 9 months to maybe 18 months, because then it goes mass market. And look what's happening with the hemp products. I mean, it's everywhere, and it does come from our businesses, from the health food industry, but it's in the grocery stores, it's in smoke shops, it's everywhere. So that's what the privilege used to be when we go to the shows, but that's what one of the values of going to a trade show is, to be able to be first to market with some of the most innovative things that are out there. The other things are actually meeting those faces and that you talk to on the phone. You now have a face that's equated with the voice, and then you have a relationship that's starting, and then you can develop promotions, and then when you ask for some additional help, you ask for some samples or a raffle basket, or actually any of those kind of things, you now have a face and they know you, and it's a good relationship. So, and I think that's also what happened when you become part of a trade association like NPA, because you're working not only with retailers to retailers, but also manufacturers and distributors and brokers, and you all learn you're all like this family of like-minded souls, and you work together to help people with their health and their wellness, and help people lead better lives.